So here's the reality. This is not a cheap fake. This is KJP, that Wonder Star press person that they've got over there in the White House, who's unwilling to give up her job no matter how hard they try to force her out, saying, get ready. The president's got a big announcement coming down the pike. Take a peek.
Today, President Biden will announce that the Department of Homeland Security will take action designed to help U.S. citizens with non-citizen spouses keep their families together. This new process will help certain non-citizen spouses and children apply for a lawful permanent residency, a status they are already eligible for without having to leave the country. Additionally, President Biden will announce that the administration will facilitate the employment visa process for those who have graduated from college and have a high-skilled job offer, including DACA recipients and other dreamers.
Yeah, okay. So this is the biggest, most extravagant change to immigration policy, revolutionary, that we've had in decades. Because now we're going to full on reward anybody who came here illegally. As long as you got yourself a meal ticket, you're fine. You don't have to go home and like re-enter the country in a proper way, because we don't stand for anything proper anymore. Why should we? In fact, if we can somehow streamline you fast enough, maybe you'll get to vote in November of 2024 and boom, presto. We got a whole new pool of people that we think will vote for Joe Biden, because how could they not? They must be grateful. More handouts. And if they can't get them for November 24, then they'll get them for 26. A new way, you see, ladies and gentlemen, of buying votes by having absolutely no moral principle. But what's really weird about this is they still want you to think that Joe Biden is really, really strong on immigration. I mean, he said it himself. He signed that executive order just the other. Didn't he tell us like forever he couldn't sign an executive order? He had no ability to control anything at the border, even though everybody's like, yeah, well, you could just shut it down. You have the ability. The president of the United States, Donald Trump, said he'd do that on day one, which Whoopi Goldberg then interprets as something completely, totally different and pretty insane. But he said he'd do that and he'd deport everyone. Joe Biden's doing the opposite. He wants to have his cake and eat it too all the time. And you better be thinking that he's the bomb or else. So here he is talking about his immigration plan.
Every nation must secure its borders. It's that simple. And if Trump and the Republicans wouldn't do it, working with me, and I would do it on my own, and I did.
Oh, he did it. He did it. He signed an immigration bill saying, guess what? You know what? On days when it's really, really busy and the border's getting too full, we're just going to shut it down. Oh, who knew you could do that? I mean, it just took 3.5 years, right? It just took a record number of people coming here illegally, hopefully finding spouses so that you could then grandfather them in. I suspect that this is going to be some kind of battle. I just do. I suspect that there are going to be groups that sue. I suspect this is going to be a new wrinkle, and they're going to turn around and they're going to say, look at how mean the GOP is, how rotten they are. They're not inclusive. They want to send these people home, away from their children, etc. But, if the U.S. doesn't stand for something, haven't we always historically stood for something? If we don't stand for anything, then who are we really? And is it too much to ask to say, you know what? Go home to your native country and re-enter the United States of America legally. As the spouse of an American, you can do that. And he wants to make all of that go away, while simultaneously seeming like he's tough on immigration. Go figure. That seems like what you might call a cheap fake, if you would, right? Biden is a cheap fake on immigration. Dun, dun, dun. All right. Before I get to the Boeing story, oh my gosh, you're not going to believe how much the CEO is making. You're just not going to believe it. And then you're going to look at the stock price and you're going to say, what the heck is going on here? We're going to talk about that. I'll tell you who's asking that question. It's none other than Josh Hawley, Senator Hawley, really, really sticking it to the CEO of Biden. Pretty dynamic fireworks, if you would, going off on Capitol Hill today, moments ago. I'm going to bring you that sound in just a second. But first, hey, just a shout out to our friends over at Balance in Nature. I drink you know what? I really do drink my water. I'm gonna grab this. Okay, this is my new thing. I'm really drinking my water. Like I prompt myself 8 a.m., 10 a.m., 12, right through the day to make sure that I drink water, which is what we have here in our Live Free or Die cup. You can get yours at the Trish Regan shop. Anyway, I wanted to give a shout out to our friends over at Balance of Nature, because not only do I drink my water, I take my vitamins, fruits and veggies every single day from Balance of Nature. You can too. This is a really wonderful company with a wonderful product. I encourage you to go to balancenature.com, look at them. And if you're interested, and you should be, you can get a 35% discount plus a bonus supplement for their fiber and spice. And you can get an additional $10 off plus free shipping. I don't think you can beat that deal anywhere. Really. So take a look at it. Go to balanceofnature.com. Type in code word Trish to get all this free stuff. 1-800-246-8751 if you want to call them. Again, you can call them 1-800-246-8751. Use my name. Go to the website. Look it over. But it's important. It's important to take care of yourself. It's important to drink your water. It's important to take your vitamins. It's important to exercise and to eat right. And for me, Balance in Nature is part of that, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, part of that. So thank you to them for their sponsorship on this show.